Alright, before I start out the video, I just want to apologize if there's any echo in the room because we still kind of have this room skeletoned out right now. We haven't put our soundproofing up yet, so it's a work in progress. But go ahead and get into it. So the reason you clicked on this video probably is because you want to know how to deal with fear. Your fear could be something, it could be an actual thing. Like for me, spiders. I'm terrified of spiders. A lot of people do know that. I will tell them up front. I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm an open book. A lot of people are afraid to put themselves out there. That one's not as an actual object. It's more of I don't want to say. Basically, it's more of something that's self-imposed, and that's the fear that we're going to talk about in this video. So, a lot of people, when you're younger, more so, in my opinion, it's harder to get over these fears because you have to worry about your social life with friends and people you go to school with, and it's for kids that's a big deal. And back then I used to think highly of people I went to school with. I worried about what people thought of me, and nowadays not so much. I realized that when you're young, you just want to please everybody as far as like the people around you. You want to be the most popular, and it can hold you back from doing a lot of things. And this video might help you if you're watching this, if you're a young person or if you're an older person. A lot of older people, they think that their time's gone. They're no longer young. They can't do anything. So, young or old, this video is going to help you. I hope. I really do hope. So for people, for instance, a lot of people, they have ideas. They're like, I want to do a marathon, or I want to do a triathlon, or a Spartan race. I want to do a jiu-jitsu competition, a wrestling tournament. I want to do a bodybuilding show. It's great. It's great goals. But a lot of people, it never gets past that. It never gets past the talking process. And it's because they talk themselves out. They psych themselves out of it. And the thing about fear is it's not really there. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't really exist. It's just in your head. So my thing is what I've told people before. If you're afraid to do something, if you're having reservations, say if you want to compete in a tournament like a jiu-jitsu tournament, but you're afraid you're not going to do well, and it's holding you from doing it. But if you really want to do it, the thing I tell them is go ahead and register because it costs money. The reason I say that is a lot of people are like, well, what if I pull out and end up not doing it? It's a waste of money. If you're paying money, you're gonna feel obligated to do it. You're gonna feel obligated to go through with it, regardless of how you feel. You'll do it, and I think that kind of leads into the second part. So if you feel obligated to do it and you actually do it, you'll realize it's not that big of a deal. Not only competitions, but you'll realize that fear. It's like, man, like really, I was letting something like that hold me back. What else can I do? What else am I holding myself back from? What else, am I capable of that I haven't really pushed myself towards? And it creates that thought process of what's next? Like, what else can I do? Let me push myself even more. And I think for, regardless of your age, that's a great mindset to have. You should never stop evolving. You should always be constantly trying to get better. And I feel a lot of people, they don't try to better themselves because they're afraid. They're afraid of being in a new situation. And nowadays, to me, I welcome new situations. I love new situations. But, the older you get, sometimes new situations aren't the best thing because it's something we can't control sometimes. So, for instance, if you ever look at the yin and yang symbol, it stands for order and chaos. Every night you can't have everything completely in order because there'll always be chaos in there. Regardless of how orderly you are, there's always some sort of chaos. That chaos could be your infant-like mindset of being naive and not pushing yourself, or it can be, something else, But embrace it. Embrace that new situation. Good things come from that. I said it in the podcast earlier today on the Cerberus podcast. You striving to better yourself regardless if you're not trying to master something or not, or you're trying to get overall knowledge of something. You know, you may not find it, but you're better off than where you started. I mean, if, you know, doing a race, you might find that, like, hey, I love running, and you might get into a running habit, and that, which is probably the least worst habit you can probably have. I mean, it could be worse. So yeah, don't let fear beat you. Fear doesn't exist. It's all up here. And with the right mindset, you can get over it. Well, you know, whether you're a younger person or you're an older person. I feel this goes both ways, because I see equally amount of people who are older who are afraid to do things because, like I said, they feel their time is gone. They feel like they can't do it anymore. You know, suck it up and do it. You know, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I've battled with fear in my life over things like that. My first ever jiu-jitsu tournament after my back injury, I was really concerned I was going to hurt myself again. But I trained, I did everything, and then I was like, the day came, and I was like, there's no going back now. And I went out there and I did it, and I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So, I mean, yeah, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to test your limits. Don't be afraid to figure out why something was holding you back. You know, when you're looking at it head on, the fear might look like a giant wall, you know, metaphorical wall, not like an actual wall, but like it might look like this huge wall you can't get over. But if you just take like a quick step back and look, you'll probably see some daylight at the top. You'll be like, oh, okay, there's a way to get over this. And the way to get over that is just building up your confidence beforehand. Building up that confidence is going to build you like a little ladder or a rope that you can throw up there and crawl over this wall from. And then when you do that, you'll look around and be like, man, everything's open. I have got nothing but opportunity in front of me. And that is only going to lead you to get better. So, you know, whether you're old or young, this video, I hope it helps you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Share it around. I do appreciate the support we get. We truly are grateful for the support that you guys have given us on the Cerberus page. And I'm going to try to upload this to my other one as well. Last time I tried that, YouTube wouldn't let me do it because I had already uploaded it to one page, and they're like, you can't duplicate videos. So I'll figure out a way to try to get my other page up as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wrestle 6.